Shalom, call Loyum, Wahawad, La Yehovah Shemam Shah, Bashom Kakodash, double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, rule well. Honors and salutations to you, Akim, this laboring, your truth and sincerity. Shalom to the few Akwap that believe in Yehovah Shemam Shah. Now, I'm just going into the history of this video, and I posed a question in my mind as I was getting ready to make this video. I was inspired by some Akim I was watching. I forget what camp. They from the Great Millstone, but I forget what camp they was at. But it made me look into the subject matter of the Spartans, which are the scriptures that are known as the Lacedemonians. And just going into a little history. So bear with me. And the reason why I'm going into this history is because it's during the Hellenistic period where the Edomites, which was known as the Greeks at this time, they were Hellenizing Israelites, all right, Jews, all right, real Jews, all right, and pretty much this is that period, all right. Now, jumping right into it, this is First Maccabees chapter 12, in verse 21. It says, "It is found in writing that the Lacedemonians and Jews are brethren, and that they are of the stock of Abraham." What does it mean, all right, that they're of the stock of Abraham? Well, you go to, let's go to it, First Corinthians, all right, 11, because it speaks about, well, Paul spoke about, you know, being uh, an Israelite, all right, and he mentions Abraham. All right, now, hold on, this is the wrong chapter, Shalakia. I'm going to go to Romans, Shalakia. Romans, I said First Corinthians 11, I meant to go to Romans. All right, this is Paul speaking to the Israelites at Rome, which we know they was Israelites. All right, Romans 11 and 1. "I say then, had the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin." All right, of the seed of Abraham, because when you go into the account of the fathers of promise, all right, they was known as who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, the fathers of the promise. You see, that's what Paul was speaking about, and that's what it means when I read this in First Maccabees 12 and 21. I read it again. It says, "It is found in writing that the Lacedemonians and Jews are brethren, and that they are of the stock of Abraham." All right, we know that the seed after Abraham was Isaac. All right, he was chosen out of Abraham's seed, and then after Isaac, you had Jacob and Esau. And who was chosen? What seed was chosen? Jacob. Okay. It says, well, that's it on that. So I want to go, because I typed it in on Google, hit the Wikipedia article, and you can see it say Sparta, which there's a movie about the Spartans. It's called 300. During that period where the Persians and Medes had these wars with the Greeks. And during the time period, you had King Leonidas, which he actually existed. That movie is based upon the real story. Uh, he lived during this time. Well, he lived during the time of Sparta, and during the time of those Media Persian and Greek wars, all right, where he died, all right, with his men, all right, in that battle. Now, I had to dig up some history because when I clicked on the history, it says prehistory, dark age, and archaic period. So we know what the dark age is all about, all right, and there's nothing really to discuss right there because, as you know, the dark age consists of dark nations ruling. And the Medo Persians, they're a dark nation, all right, but they was taken down by Alexander, uh, uh, son of Philip. All right, it tells you the scriptures as well. Let's get that real quick before we move along. Let's go to chapter 1 of First Maccabees. We'll scroll over here. First Maccabees 1 and 1, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. It made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. So we know that uh, Alexander took down Darius. All right. Now, 1 second. I'm gonna grab some real quick. Shalaki, I'm back. Now, uh, I had to grab up this statue real quick. Um, and this is found in Daniel, the second chapter, right here, uh, where it mentions the statue. See, had gold was the Babylonian Empire, the silver, Medo Persian Empire, brass, Grecian Empire, iron, Roman Empire, and then iron and clay is divided kingdoms, which you had the Roman Empire being reinstituted through America. All right, but the point is, the Medo Persian Empire, uh, I forget how you worded it, succeeded by the Grecian Empire. All right, if I'm wording it right. All right, so let's go into the history again of the Spartans. We're gonna get into it. All right, as you can see, it mentions the Dark Age. Now, I'm gonna scroll down, and you see it says Hellenistic and Roman Sparta. Right. So, what is the Hellenistic and Roman Sparta? Well, it's talking about the time where you had, uh, uh, you know, Jews being Hellenized. All right, because you look at the Spartans in the movies, like Leonidas, you notice he wears his beard, and then you get into some of their customs, which I dig that up as well. Excuse me. Uh, let's see, where was it? I believe, yeah, this is right here. This is it's the structure of classical Spartan society. You have this article right here. I'm gonna read. It says Sparta was an oligarchy. The state was ruled by two hereditary kings of the Aegaid or Aegeid and Europontian families, both supposedly descendants of Heracles and equal in authority, so that one could not act against the power and political enactments of his colleague. And you go down, it mentions the uppers or effers. I believe you pronounce it uppers. And the uppers, when you look at it, the uppers was a council of elders, even the Garosha, and basically they was like the holy priests when you go into it. All right, they had a let's click on it. They had like a little priesthood. All right, let's see. See if I can find it here for you. Because it mentions them having the holy position. All right, bear me 1 second. See, can I find it? When I did research on it, it said they had a holy religious, or it was like religious holy or holy religious position. All right, let's see. Well, you know what? I'll let you look it up on your own time because I really don't have time to really dig into it like I normally would. But basically, when you look into it, you'll see that they acted as priests, all right, as elder priests. But the point I wanted to make about this history was the fact that it mentions uh, the Lacedemonians being brethren of the Jews because they was Israelites too. All right, even when you go into the history, all right, you go into the scriptures and you go into the history of Paul on his travels. When Paul went, all right, went about on his travels, he went to Israelites, and there's something that theologians, especially guys like Vocab Malone, all right, he can't see it because the Spirit ain't working with them. All right, the Spirit ain't working with no theologians, and that's why they think when it mentions Greek, they think of the actual Greeks as an actual heathen, but it's not talking about that. It's talking about actual Hellenized Jews. All right, Acts 26 and 14. This is Yahweh Shai when he instructed Paul to go into the Gentiles, which were Israelite foreigners. It says that when we were fought, well, I'll start a bit. Acts 26 and 12. Whereupon, as I went to Damascus with authority and commission from the chief priests, at midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven above the brightness of the sun, shining around about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And this was Yahweh Shah speaking to Paul, and, you know what I'm saying, on his way to Damascus. And he knows it said the Hebrew tongue. You got to know the Hebrew, all right? It says, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. You know, Paul was actually persecuting Israelites, you know, before, you know, this moment right here. All right, he was actually responsible for Israelites being put to death. He was persecuting Israelites because he didn't have the gift of faith yet. All right, he didn't believe on Yahweh Shai at the moment. All right, but this is when Paul is pretty much given the gift of faith to believe on Yahweh Shai and actually instructed by Yahweh Shai, which you're reading here. It says, and I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in the which I will appear unto thee, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom thou I send thee. Right. So Paul is being sent to who? The Gentiles that Yahweh Shai is sending them to, right? Or getting ready to send them to, right? And this is what the purpose of Paul being sent to the Gentiles, which were Israelite foreigners. Matter of fact, let's get this. Blue letter. We'll write to the same chapter. See what it says there for Gentiles. Acts 26. Let's go down. Gentiles. Here we go. Let's go to the word Gentile. Ethnos. Uh-oh. Ethnos.
Strong's G 1484. Ethnos. Ethnos.
Ethnos. Remember, this is when Saul became Paul right here, right? Now, let's go back and finish reading. I'm gonna come back to the blue letter. Excuse me. Acts 26:17, it says, "Deliver thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I send thee." And here's the point, verse 18, "to open their eyes and to turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto the Most High, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me." See, forgiveness of sins. Well, who had sins? All right, who was given the law? Because that's what sin is: transgressing the law. 1 John 3 and 4. All right, the Israelites. Okay, all right, we was given the law. You see, but the word Gentile, right? Let's go back to the Gentile word. It's ethnos, a multitude, whether of men or of beasts, associated or living together, a company, troop, swarm, a multitude of individuals of the same nature or genus, the human family, a tribe, nation, people group. In the Old Testament, foreign nations now worshiping the true God, pagans, Gentiles. Paul uses the term for Gentile Christians. And we know the Christians were Jews at Antioch, all right, first. So, again, you can't get no heathen in there, man. Right? Because that's something like guys like Vocab Malone. He like to always bring up Galatians. Let's go to Galatians 3. Galatians 3. Well, when you go to, matter of fact, let's go back to the blue letter. Let's get on the blue letter. Galatians. Galatians 3. When you scroll down here, all right. Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. Like I said, who it went to? All right, according to Scripture, Abraham, and then Isaac, and then Jacob, and it rested with Jacob's descendants, man, which are what? Jacob's name changed to Israel. He rested with the children of Israel. Okay, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Yahweh. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of the Most High in Yahweh, the law which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise. But the Most High gave it to Abraham by promise. Wherefore then, serving the law, it was added because of transgressions, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made, and ordained by angels in the head of a mediator, which we know the mediator was Yahweh Shai, right? But let's jump down to 24. It says, "Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Yahweh Shai, that we might be justified by faith." Now, the law was given, all right, Exodus 19, it was given to us, the children of Israel. Okay, and you can't confuse that with anything else, with any other nation, man. What proves that is jump over to my other Bible app. Let's go to Psalms real quick. Touch on that real quick. Psalms 147 and 19. It says, He showed His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for His excuse me, and as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right. So Jacob, which talk about Israel, right? Jacob is the only one that have known, all right, the both sides, statutes and judgments. All right, and and Jacob was given the law. All right, the children of Jacob was given the law to live by. When we came out of the Egyptian captivity, all right, after the wilderness of sin, what was given us out there? What did the Most High do in the mount when Moses went up into the mount? All right, he went up there and he received the what? The law. And it was given to who? The children of Israel. All right, for an ordinance to keep. You see? Back in Galatians 3 in verse 25. But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. For ye are all the children of the Most High by faith in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. For as many of you as have been baptized in Yahweh Shai have put on Yahweh Shai. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So, what does that speak about? All right. Well, is it speaking about all? No. That's talking about what? Let's go to the Greek. Helen. Helen. Here we go. Helen.
Strong's G 1672. Helene. Helene.
Outline of biblical usage. In Greek, either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands or colonies. In a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. The primary reference to is to a difference of religion and worship, which we know that, uh, uh, when you go into the Strong's, it should have said Hellenistic, which means a Jew that spoke Greek and did Greek customs, going back to what the time of the Hellenistic period when they made, all right, Israelites, all right, by force, all right, uh, uh, speak Greek and keep Greek customs. All right, that's all in the Maccabees, first, second Maccabees, man. You see? But the point I want to make in this video, again, is that the Lacedemonians, all right, or Spartans, same thing. All right, they go back to who? Israel. They was Israelites. You see, they will be a part of that Hellenistic Israelite or Hellenistic Jew sect. Okay, they will be Israelite foreigners. You see, and it's just plain, man. It's plain because why would Yahweh Shai, like I read in Acts 26 chapter, why would Yahweh Shai send them to actual Gentiles or actual heathen? All right, that's why what cuts all that BS that these theologians, wacky tacky Christians, guys like Vocab Malone, what they be on is Romans 9. Romans 9 cut all that bull. All right. Romans 9 And we're gonna keep bringing this out. You know why? Because it cuts all that BS, man. Because I like to read down to 5 because 5 is just a cold cut, man. It cuts all that old uh, every nation can make it, whether they actual heathen or not, or whether they actual Israelites or you know or actual heathen. No, only Israelites can make it, man. The rest of the nation's going to be under us Israelites as slaves. All right, servants and handmaids is a soft way of saying it, but they're going to be our slaves, man. Romans 9:1. I say the truth in Yahweh Shai, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai from my brethren. One of the Lacedemonians brethren, yeah, says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Heavenly Father and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen. Or so be true. All right. So that's what cuts all that BS, man. You see? And even in this same very chapter, when you talk about the seed of Abraham, right? Because it mentioned the seed of Abraham in First Maccabees 12, right? When you jump down, right, it breaks down the seed of Abraham, right? Let's go down to verse 7 real quick, just to prove another point. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. See? Now, keep reading. Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. Which that's going into the account where, uh, the angel came and told uh, our forefather Abraham and Sarah that they was going to have a child at that set time the next year. And they laughed, all right? And who came? Isaac, right? All right. Isaac came. Abraham put the seed in Sarah, which that seed came out and it was Isaac. All right. They called his name Isaac. It says, verse 10, and not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, right? So Isaac impregnated Rebekah, right? That's what the word conceived, to become pregnant with child, right? It says, and not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, right? So who did Rebekah bear? She or who what seed she received? She received two seeds when you go into the count in Genesis the 25th chapter. And who came out? Esau, then Jacob. And who it went to? Jacob. See? It says verse 11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to the election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said to her, the elder shall serve the younger. Yeah, Esau came out first. See? Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So everything is done based upon the Most High's purpose. Whatever he purposed it to do, according to his will. Just like when Israel when we was cast away, right? When Israel was cast away, we became Gentiles. That's what it means in Ephesians. We became Gentiles in the flesh. You see, we became strangers because we all fell away. Jeremiah 17:4 took place when we discontinued from our heritage. But we all was brought back, all right, to the remembrance of what? Of us being Israelites. That's what this whole journey of Paul that he was given from Yahweh Shai. That's what Paul's whole journey was about. Bringing Israelite foreigners back into the remembrance of them being Israelites and bringing them back to keeping the customs. And not only keeping the customs, but more importantly, but having faith in Yahweh Shai and the Most High. See? That's why you gotta have this, that's why you gotta first of all, the spirit gotta be working with you. But you gotta really dig into words, man, to see what the scriptures actually said. All right, keeping things in context. Okay? So with that, I'm not gonna you know, I'm not gonna hold you up. Lord willing, you were edified in spirit. I want to say shalom and all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kwakwadatch. The next time, shalom.